G'day, welcome back to the first episode of 2022. I hope you had a great New Year's Eve. Thought I'd kick off this year by checking out the bees in the beehive. We've had the beehives there for a couple of weeks and I haven't had much of a look in there yet, so we're going to have a look. Hopefully we're going to take some honey out as well. And we're just going to check the situation of the hives, and I'll decide whether I'm going to be able to maybe split one of those hives up and start to populate some of the Kenyan top bar hives, which I've now fixed, by the way. So hopefully I'll be able to show you inside the hive. I'll try where I can to point out the different bees. You've got the female bees, you've got the drones, which are the males. We might even be lucky enough to see a queen bee. I'll show you the difference between where capped honey is and maybe pollen, if they've got pollen stored in there, which they call bee bread. It's what they feed the baby bees with. And I'll show you some of the baby bees as well. They're basically like any insect. They're like a little caterpillar or a little grub, little maggot. So I'll show you through all that process. Now I'll show you all the gear that I've got here ready to go. So obviously you've seen before where I've got my bee suit, so I'll put that on. My gloves, now I've realized that I'm missing one of my white gloves, so I'm going to have a black glove and a white glove. They say not to wear dark colors, which is why all your bee stuff is white. Must be like an ancient predatory built-in instinct or whatever, but you know, things like bears would attack beehives. Bears are black or very dark, so they tend to attack the darker colors, not the lighter colors. Maybe that's why I got stung on the leg, because I got dark trousers on the other day. So anyway, we'll deal with that. I want to get this checked today. I'm not going back home to try and find the other white glove. So I've got the suit there for the protection. Now what we've also got is the smoker. So to run the smoker, I just stopped along the road where there were some pine trees and grabbed some pine needles. So pine needles are one of the best things for fueling your smoker. Generates the smoke. The smoke, people say the smoke pacifies them. I think it more distracts them. They're too busy going about trying to prepare for fleeing if they need to, in case there's a fire coming. So that's what the purpose of the smoke is for. Now, as well as that, I've got, this is a horsehair brush. So the horsehair is very soft and it's just used for brushing the bees off of the honeycomb so that you can put the honeycomb in the container. And I've got my beekeeping tool, my hive tool, which is used for prying apart the different frames, because the bees do put propolis and wax in, they get joined up and that sort of thing as well. I've got a large long bladed knife, because sometimes if the wax is joined you need to slice in between to get them apart. And I intend on putting the combs of honey into this tub to take it home. So that's all of the tools that we've got. I'm going to get suited up and then I'm going to show you the process, and hopefully we get some good footage out of this, and hopefully you find it interesting. Okay, so I'm suited up. Just got to put the gloves on, but before I do, let's get this smoker going. So I'll get a little bit of the needles, just push them together, make a ball, pop that in the bottom, a little bit more. So I stuff it about half full, and then I want to get that lit. So the needles do catch fire quite fast, which is good, but then you want to blow that fire out, because you just want it to smolder, not be flames. When we just stuff a bit more in once it gets going, and that'll help to smother that flame as well. Give it a quick make sure that's smouldering. Just pump the air through it. Takes a little bit to get going. Once it really starts to smoke, I can put a bit more in. It's a fine line between totally smothering it and having a nice, good, tight packed amount of fuel in there. there. Push the lid on. Make sure that's still smoking. Yeah, there's still some smoke coming out of that, so that's good. Okay, so get gloves on. Pump. It's important to keep that air going through there, otherwise sometimes it will go out. Yeah, still got some smoke there, that's good. Okay, let's see how we go. So I'm going to go and just smoke up the first one there. I'll bring you over a bit closer. So we just put a bit of smoke around the front here. They'll send some messages inside. Hey, we could have a fire coming. Better get ready. So these are Langstroth hives, very different to the ones that I've been making. Take that off, bit of smoke in there. Tool. Okay, so in this one there's nothing in the top box. They're just all empty frames. So they've only been building in the bottom. So we'll take a quick look at the bottom frame and see what's happening down there. This is when they'll probably really start to go berserk. Make sure we've still got some smoke here. And I think our smoke might have gone out. Okay, now we've got more smoke. One thing I am noticing is they are definitely going for the black glove. They are really attacking the black glove. So I really do need the 2 white gloves. Getting that smoke over me as well, it helps. I'll show you in there. So you can see in here, it is quite a mess. It hasn't been checked for a while, which means a lot of the comb like there is joined right through from this one to this one. So I need to just slice through that so I'll be able to pull this out. Same there. Now what we're seeing here too is there's a little bit of honey glistening there. So they're into making some honey, which is good. This is very full, there's a little bit of space at the back here. So I'm going to start on this outside edge, it might be the easiest one to take out and have a look at. this is just a little bit of comb. There's actually nothing in there. So that's just in preparation. I will just take off that little bit there. That was joined on. That one can go back in. Okay, let's look at the next one. This is a fairly new hive, this one. So I'm not expecting a lot in there. I just want to check it. Okay. See how badly they are attacking that glove? They're not attacking my other hand, but definitely attacking this hand. I think I'll only do this one today until I can get a white glove and take a run down the store maybe. Alright. Very angry bees, these ones. So here again, that's all empty. If there was bees on that and I needed to see, I would just use the brush and brush them off like that. That's all you need to do. But we'll put that one back in. Oh, there's actually a little bit of honey in there. They're just starting to fill up a bit of honey in there. I can just see. I'm not sure whether that makes that out or not. Drop that one back in. I'm not sure if you can hear that noise. There's a lot of buzzing going on in there. A lot of bee noise. Alright. Now this next one should have a lot more honey, maybe some brood. So we'll have a look in there. It's quite badly joined to this other frame. I'm using quite a lot of smoke compared to what you normally would because they're really quite agitated at the moment. I don't think they've been dealt with very much. So okay, this one's got a bit more weight to it, so yeah, there's honey in there. There's all that honey where I just had to cut where it had joined through to the other side. So honey there, and these little coloured bits in here, that would be pollen being stuck down in there, which is what they make the bee bread I talked about with. And these are just all the worker bees. They're all girls. Bit more honey on that side. It's always important to try and put the frame back in the same way too and not spin it 180 degrees. In the Kenyan top bar hive, I've got the bars marked so I can see that a lot easier. Alright, let's have a look at this next frame. This next frame should be really interesting. Alright, yeah. Oh. So, all honey there. So what you're looking at here is, this here is all of the baby bees. That's what they call brood. And I don't know whether it's going to show up in the camera, but down deep inside these few cells, there's actually little white grubs. They're the baby bees. So what happens is that they get fed until they get to full size, and then they put this cap over the top. And then they will pupate and turn into a bee. Just the same way that a caterpillar will turn into a chrysalis. Yeah, a caterpillar turns into a chrysalis, and then turns into a butterfly. Now unfortunately, because this was all joined up, I've broken through that. All that white, unfortunately, that's baby bees. That's the little bee grubs, maggots. So it's killed a few there, but it needed to be done because we've got to sort this. We've got to sort this out, and I'm not looking at the camera, and I probably had that out of screen. So that's, yeah, baby bees, unfortunately. So we'll pop that back down in there. Get the next frame out. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess in there. Okay. So this is the one I want out now. I need to take the two of them out together, I think. No. Just going to move this one out of the way a bit. And this one. There we go. It was quite badly joined there with a whole lot of honey. Again, more brood right there. That there, which I just took off, that is a queen cell. They build it on the side. It's a big deeper cup, and they would put a queen bee in there. There's nothing in that one, it's empty, but that's where they would generate a new queen from if they needed a new queen. So there's more brood, as you can see. All the brood here, some babies in there as well, and that end piece of honeycomb full of honey just fell off onto the ground, so I'll have to pick that up in a minute. I'll put that into the container. I haven't seen the queen yet. Again, this is all joined up right here. I need to try and get through that. I think it's mainly honey there. Oh. Looks like another queen cell hanging down there. So that's good. Lots of brood. And there's a lot more brood on this next cell as well. I'm just going to pop these back in. I'm not going to open that up any further actually, because that really is messy in there. It needs a really good work, probably changing over to another complete hive to sort them all out. Pink one just got me through the glove. I said I don't like that black glove. It got me right through the leather too, that's unusual. Alright, so let's close these girls up. I'll just slide that across. It should push the bees off so I don't squish anyone. There we go. And pop this lid on. There we go. That'll keep them happy. And we'll get this strap back up again. Hopefully I haven't been getting my head in the way too much there. A little hard, I'm up here by myself today, just filming, so There we are, all locked together. And there's that piece of honeycomb. And those couple of dark spots are the pollen. What I might actually do, I might leave that at the front. The bees will actually go and collect all of that honey back and take it back into the hive. So, because there's only a little bit there, I'll leave it for them. Okay, I'm going to open up this hive now. I will do this one. Now this one has what's called a queen excluder. It's right there. What it means is that the queen can't come up into these areas. So the bees will continue to make honey up in here, but there'll be no brood. And like, we don't want to damage the brood because the brood is the next generation. So the queen will be down here with the brood. I don't need to disturb her, and I can just maybe look and see if there's any honey in here. I can take some honey out. We'll have a look. I'll just give them a little smoke at the front, let them know something's going on. Crack the lid. I think I need the tool. The lid's stuck on a bit. There we go. Okay. Sounds like there's a lot of bees in the top. Alright, yeah, looks like we might have some nice honey down in there. Now there's honey up here in this one, but there's only, like, that's a full frame, that's a full frame, that's a part frame, empty, empty, empty. So what I'll do is, if this next box is totally full, I'll probably take all that out, lower this down. I can put some more bars on top, but they've still got space to fill out. So I'll try and take that entire top lid off at once, this entire top section. It's either very well stuck or it's quite heavy with honey. I'd say it's stuck. They've probably fused the comb all the way through. So I think I'm going to have to get the knife through and separate these. It definitely feels like it's joined. The lady that we got these off had a really bad shoulder, so she hadn't been able to do a lot with the bees, and I think it's been a while since they've been checked and pulled apart and whatever else. This is going to be a challenge. I may need to take all the top bars out one at a time first. They're loving that black glove. I'm only lifting it enough just to break the seal on the bottom of this frame that's joining the top of this frame. hopefully they're all broken off now. I can get the top off. Just like that. And that was the problem. You can see all this here where it had all stuck. So now let's get the brush. See if we can get a few combs of honey out. A bit more of a smoking. Like I said, that just keeps them distracted. Really don't know how people can do this without a suit. Some people do. They must be very, very good. Okay, let's have a look-see here. So what we're looking at there is, that is the capped honey. Looks very different to the honey, to the capping that you see on the brood. The capping on the brood is fluffy. The capping on the honey is very smooth. That's how you can tell the difference. Plus I know that there'll be no brood up in this box. But they haven't completely capped that yet, so I'm not going to take that one. You want one where it's totally capped off. Have a look at one of these other ones. These feel empty, and they are. And there's a queen cell right there. I don't know why there's a queen cell there, because the queen can't get up there to lay an egg, so that all looks fairly empty in the top there. So I don't think there's as much honey in there as I thought there would be. Let's check this end one. It looks like it might have a little bit of honey in it. It'd be nice to be able to take one home. So we've got honey there, a bit there, not much on the other side. I can see in here this one's got a bit of honey on that side as well. It's sort of all just up in one corner. So I won't be taking any honey out of there today. So I might need to check another box and see if there's some honey somewhere to take. Alrighty, well, I might have a quick look at one more, and if there's some comb there, then I'll turn the camera on and I'll show you. Okay, so it does look like this one does have some fully capped comb in there, so we're going to have a look and see if we can't get some of this out. Give them a quick smoke in. That smoke's almost running out too. Let's clean off this top here. Okay, this one here looks pretty good. That one there looks very good, so I might take those two if I can. The lid come off. It's no good. That is what we're looking for. That is chock-a-block. There's a couple of kilos of honey right there. That's going in the tub. Straight to the pool room, as they say. And that next one looks fantastic too. I'd say this hive hasn't been disturbed for a long time. They've joined it right up on the bottom as well. There's another one. Beautiful. Just need to brush those bees off. I left my brush. You can give them a quick shake too. Okay. Now, this next one has brood on it, so I won't be touching that one. It's got brood on it. This outside one, and they've joined it onto the wall as well. I need to get that off. Take that one out. Get that smoke again. Need like 4 sets of hands. And yeah, that one's chockers as well. All that lovely honey. Lovely honey. I went and grabbed my broom so I can sweep them off a bit. Look at that. Just gorgeous. The honey's dripping off everywhere. That one. Okay, and I might just leave the rest for now. That'll do. And I'm just going to show you in the bottom as well. I'll unclip this. Sorry about the wobbliness. And look at all that glistening honey in there. So that's the brood over there. And you can see how they joined up. They shouldn't be joining up between the frames like that, but they haven't been checked for a long time. So that's why we got honey, we got wax everywhere. It's going to take a fair bit of work to get this all cleaned up, but we'll get there. Okay, well, that was really interesting. Didn't quite go to plan, but yeah, definitely learning. Each time I open those hives, I am learning. I only got 2 stings today. I got 1 sting on the thumb. He got me right through there. I got 1 sting on the leg, I think it was. It's a good thing I'm not too allergic. It really doesn't have much reaction at all now. A little pinprick sting, and yeah, I might get a little bit of a lump there. But anyway, so hopefully you enjoyed that too and found that interesting. I didn't end up showing you a drone, and I didn't end up showing you the queen. They're just really going to ape. I need to get a better glove. I need to go back to the white gloves. See, these white leather gloves are perfect. The other one's probably at home. It probably just fell out of the box in the garage. I didn't notice when I picked up the box this morning. But the bees were swarming. I could feel my hand just literally buzzing and vibrating with all the bees on there buzzing, and there's actually little stings all across these gloves. Most of them didn't get through. Like I said, one of them did. So I need to make sure I got that. And I think I'm going to have to go and invest in some white pants too, because they definitely get attracted to these darker color pants. So when I bought this jacket, I was going to buy a full suit, but they didn't have any full suits in stock. And if you remember, I went and grabbed this at the rush because there was a swarm I wanted to try and capture, which I didn't end up capturing anyway. It had already moved on by the time I got back. So I got 3 combs of honey there. I'm going to take myself away. You can still hear bees buzzing around. There's those couple of persistent girls that are just still really wanting to have a go at me. So I'm going to move everything up to the timber mill, up into the shade. It was so hot out there in the sun, I am sweating. It's all dripping through into the screen, into the mesh. Like, wow, it's hot. So I'm going to move up there, and then I'm going to show you those honeycombs again. So we'll just get up there now. Okay, so we're back. Wow, so hot. Anyway, so here's the 3 frames that we got, and I see that one bee managed to get back in again, silly girl. Let's see if I can get her out of here. Yep, she's just fallen off anyway. There is so much weight in that. That is so heavy. I'll give you a close-up look at this. So that's the capped wax, the capped honey. The honey's all dripping off the bottom. Oh. There we go. That bee is escaping. That's good. Out you go. Off you go. She'll be fine. And that honey, beautiful, beautiful, really sweet. Right, I mean, I know honey's sweet, but some, like we've been buying leatherwood honey, which has a really strong florally flavour. That is just like sugar. Like, it's just super, super, super sweet. Really nice. So I'll leave this here in the shade. I'm going to have a quick bite to eat. It's about lunchtime now, and then I'm going to take the tractor up. I'm going to do a little bit more slashing, and I'm going to start carving the initial track through the cow paddock. I'm coming in from the other side. I can get across the creek now. Cody did a bit of work down there, I've done a bit of work down there, and we can get across the creek with the tractor, so that'll be the afternoon's work. Anyway, like I said, I hope you enjoyed looking in there at the beehives. I will show you that more this year as I do different things with them, and especially as I get the Kenyan top bar hives set up as well. I'll go through that process with you. But that was just a little taster. Anyway, I'm going to go and grab some lunch. I'll be back with you shortly. Well, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for this week. So a whole episode on bees. I hope you didn't mind that. I do find them very fascinating, and I hope you do too. And as I said, in future videos I will show you little bits. I won't do another full half hour on bees, but as I do little bits and pieces, I'm sure I'll show that to you. But that's it for this week, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe. Make sure you tune in next week too, because next week I'm going to be doing a little bit of work on the road up through the paddocks, not with the clearing of the trees, but over on this side in the cow paddocks. It's quite a slope, so I've got to cut in around it, so I'm just doing that with the tractor, and we're going to go and see a couple of the sites as well, so take a day off, go and check out a few things. So yeah, make sure you tune in next week for that. So till then, have a great weekend, have a great week next week, and I'll see you next Friday. Cheers.